Jamie stood by the window, watching the sun dip below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. It was one of those rare moments of peace, a brief respite from the constant weight of worry that had settled over their home. Turning away from the sunset, Jamie's eyes fell on Alex, who was sitting comfortably on the couch, wrapped in a soft blanket. Alex's once thick hair was now thin and speckled with gray, a stark reminder of the illness that had taken so much from them. "How are you feeling?" Jamie asked, walking over and sitting beside Alex. Alex looked up, their warm, gentle eyes meeting Jamie's. "I'm okay," Alex replied, offering a small smile that didn't quite reach their eyes. "Just a bit tired." Jamie nodded, reaching out to hold Alex's hand. It was a simple gesture, but one that spoke volumes. The couple had been together for nearly a decade, sharing countless moments of joy and hardship. But the past year had tested them in ways they never could have imagined. Alex's diagnosis had come as a shock, a terminal illness with no cure, only treatments that could prolong their time together. It had been a bitter pill to swallow, and the journey since had been filled with doctors' appointments, treatments, and an overwhelming sense of uncertainty. Despite everything, Jamie admired Alex's resilience. Even in the face of such a grim prognosis, Alex remained positive, finding joy in the little things and cherishing every moment they had together. Jamie, in turn, tried to be strong, a source of support and comfort. But there were days when the weight of it all felt unbearable, when the fear of losing Alex threatened to consume them. "Do you want to go for a walk?" Jamie suggested, hoping to lift Alex's spirits. They both enjoyed their evening strolls, a chance to breathe in the fresh air and escape the confines of their home, if only for a little while. Alex nodded. "I'd like that." As they stepped outside, the cool evening breeze brushed against their faces. The neighborhood was quiet, the streets lined with trees whose leaves were beginning to change color. It was a peaceful scene, one that contrasted sharply with the turmoil Jamie felt inside. They walked in comfortable silence, hand in hand, each lost in their own thoughts. After a while, Alex spoke. "Do you remember our trip to the coast? The one we took a few years ago?" Jamie smiled, a fond memory surfacing. "How could I forget? You insisted on building that sandcastle, even though the tide was coming in." Alex chuckled, a soft sound that warmed Jamie's heart. It was a masterpiece, even if it only lasted for a few minutes. Jamie squeezed Alex's hand. "It was. And so were the moments we shared." As they continued walking, Jamie thought about those precious memories, the laughter and love that had defined their relationship. They knew that time was running out, that soon these walks and conversations would be nothing more than memories themselves. But Jamie also knew that they couldn't let fear overshadow the time they had left. When they returned home, Jamie helped Alex settle back onto the couch. They made tea, and the two of them sat together, sipping their drinks and talking about everything and nothing. It was in these quiet moments that Jamie felt most connected to Alex, the love between them palpable and unwavering. As the days turned into weeks, Alex's condition continued to decline. There were days when they couldn't get out of bed, when the pain and fatigue were too much to bear. Jamie did everything they could to make Alex comfortable, staying by their side and offering words of comfort and encouragement. One evening, as Jamie sat by Alex's bedside, Alex reached out and took Jamie's hand. "I'm scared," Alex admitted, their voice barely above a whisper. "I don't want to leave you." Tears welled up in Jamie's eyes, but they blinked them away, trying to stay strong. "I know," Jamie said, their voice thick with emotion. "I'm scared too. But we'll get through this. We'll cherish every moment, and we'll make sure your memory lives on." Alex smiled weakly. "You've always been my rock, Jamie. I don't know what I would have done without you." Jamie leaned in, pressing a gentle kiss to Alex's forehead. And you've always been my light, Alex. You've given me so much joy, so much love. I promise I'll never forget that." In the weeks that followed, Jamie and Alex continued to create new memories, even as Alex's health deteriorated. They watched their favorite movies, looked through old photo albums, and reminisced about their adventures together. Jamie made sure to capture these moments, taking photos and writing down their stories, knowing that these memories would be a source of comfort in the days to come. The end came quietly, on a warm autumn afternoon. Jamie was holding Alex's hand, whispering words of love and gratitude, when Alex took their final breath. The pain of loss was immediate and overwhelming, a crushing weight that left Jamie gasping for air. But amidst the grief, there was also a sense of peace, a quiet knowing that Alex was no longer suffering. In the days that followed, Jamie struggled to navigate life without Alex. The house felt empty, the silence deafening. Jamie found solace in their shared memories, the photos and stories that now served as a reminder of the love they had shared. Friends and family offered their support, but it was in the quiet moments alone that Jamie felt Alex's presence most strongly. As time passed, Jamie began to heal. They started going for walks again, visiting the places that held special meaning to them and Alex. They found comfort in nature, in the changing seasons that reminded them of the cycles of life and renewal. Jamie knew that Alex would want them to continue living, to find joy and love even in the midst of loss. 3 years after Alex's passing, Jamie visited a local park and met someone new. It was a chance encounter, a brief conversation that led to a deeper connection. This new person, whose name was Morgan, was kind and compassionate, with a warmth that reminded Jamie of Alex. They began spending time together, sharing stories and laughter, and Jamie felt their heart begin to open again. It wasn't easy, and there were moments of guilt and hesitation. Jamie often wondered if they were betraying Alex's memory by moving on. But as they grew closer to Morgan, Jamie realized that their love for Alex would always be a part of them. It wasn't about replacing Alex, but rather about honoring the love they had shared by continuing to live fully and openly. Morgan understood this, and they supported Jamie in their journey of healing. They visited Alex's favorite places together, and Jamie shared stories of their life with Alex. It was a way of keeping Alex's memory alive, of integrating the past with the present. As Jamie and Morgan's relationship deepened, Jamie felt a renewed sense of hope and possibility. They knew that life would never be the same without Alex, but they also knew that they were capable of loving and being loved again. It was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the capacity to endure loss and find joy in new beginnings. On the anniversary of Alex's passing, Jamie and Morgan visited the coast, the place where Jamie and Alex had once built a sandcastle. They sat on the beach, watching the waves roll in, and Jamie felt a deep sense of peace. They knew that Alex would always be a part of them, a guiding light that would continue to influence their life. As the sun set over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Jamie took Morgan's hand. They knew that the future was uncertain, but they also knew that they were not alone. With Alex's memory in their heart and Morgan by their side, Jamie felt ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. "Thank you for being here," Jamie said, their voice soft and filled with emotion. Morgan smiled, squeezing Jamie's hand. "Thank you for sharing this with me." Jamie looked out at the ocean, the waves gently lapping at the shore. They thought of Alex, of the love they had shared and the lessons they had learned. Life was a journey, filled with both joy and sorrow, and Jamie knew that they had the strength to face whatever came their way. As they sat together, watching the sun dip below the horizon, Jamie felt a sense of closure and new beginnings. They knew that they would always carry Alex's memory with them, but they also knew that they were ready to move forward, to open their heart to new love and new experiences. In that moment, Jamie felt a deep gratitude for the love they had shared with Alex, the resilience they had found within themselves, and the new possibilities that lay ahead. They knew that life would continue to bring challenges and joys, and they were ready to embrace it all. Together with Morgan, Jamie stood up, ready to face the future with hope and love. As they walked along the beach, leaving footprints in the sand, Jamie felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. They knew that Alex would always be a part of them, guiding them as they continued their journey. And with Morgan by their side, Jamie felt ready to embrace whatever the future held, knowing that love's resilience would carry them through.